to all of our friends and volunteers, and welcome to all the people that are friends that I just haven't met yet. Now, we are recording tonight, so everyone, your camera is disabled. This will probably be a somewhat shorter presentation tonight because this is our second update. So let's go ahead and get started. So, can I get here comes my presentation, and it is welcome to Virginia in 2025. So, yes, Virginia, as you know, has an election every year. 2025 is equivalent to our presidential year because we have our statewide offices. So, next slide. What are we doing in Virginia? Well, we will elect our statewide officers, governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. Virginia will make history this year because for the first time, Virginia will have a woman governor. Also, all 100 seats of the Virginia State House are up for election. And for the first time in the history that anybody can remember, and my mentor is 101 years old, he does not remember a time before when we had 100 Democrats running in all 100 seats. So for the Democrats, there are 51 incumbents and 49 challengers. The Republicans are only mounting Republican candidates in 77 districts. So there are 41 incumbents. There were 5 incumbents who elected not to run in 2025, and there are 36 challengers. So, next slide, John. Now, early voting started on September 19th, and early voting is going at an amazing pace in Virginia. So far, statewide, 446,170 ballots have been cast. And this is as of yesterday, and 8. Now, in 2021, the total number of ballots cast during early voting was 1,194,252. What is going on this year? Well, number one, in 2021, this was only our second year of actually having 45 days of early voting. So early voting was still new. And also in 2021, Democrats early voted, Republicans pretty much didn't really early vote. So the difference in 2025 is Virginia's used to early voting, and our Republican governor, Glenn Youngkin, has really been encouraging Republicans to vote early, realizing that in some Virginia races, the race is basically won or lost just about in early voting. Next slide. Now, this slide shows the comparison of where we were on the same day in 2021 versus where we are now. So you can see that in 2021, 243,000 people had voted. So in 2025, we are nearly double that number. As I said, that is because we have early voters with both Democrats and Republicans. Next slide. our top localities in terms of early voting. The far and away winner is Fairfax County. And again, that makes sense. They are the largest county in the Commonwealth of Virginia. They have had nearly 50,000 people early vote at their 16 early voting locations. So they take voting very, very seriously in Fairfax County. So if you are not that familiar with where things are in Virginia, Fairfax County is a Northern Virginia or a Nova County. Now, the second number is in Henrico. Henrico has a hotly contested House of Delegates race. The last Republican delegate House seat in Henrico. So 22,000, almost 23,000 people have early voted in Henrico. Henrico is Central Virginia. It is a City of Richmond suburb. Now, another City of Richmond suburb is Chesterfield. Henrico is to the west, Chesterfield is to the south. 21,000 people have early voted in Chesterfield. Not to be outdone, we have a Hampton Roads locality, Virginia Beach, home of our Democracy Center, with a little over 19,000 early voters. And I want you to see in 2021, only 9,680 people early voted, and we are literally more than double that number in 2025. Now, our next county is Loudoun County, also Nova or Northern Virginia, with almost 17,000 early voters, followed by Prince William. We currently are running phone banks in Loudoun County and Prince William County, and we're really, really concerned about Prince William because we are not seeing the increase in early voting turnout in Prince William like we are seeing in other localities. Next slide. Now, um, the sign on my opening slide says Virginia is for lovers. I think we might need to look at and rethink changing what that slide says. And we might need to make it say Virginia is for women. Now, I mentioned earlier there are 100 seats in the Virginia House of Delegates. When we look at women, on the Democratic side, there are 25 women incumbents. There are 31 challengers. And of those 31 challengers, 18 of them are first time candidates, giving us a total of 56 Democratic women running for Virginia State House. On the Republican side, there are 4 Republican incumbent women. There are 13 challengers. And of those 13 challengers, 8 of them are first time candidates. So when we look at our total number of women running for 100 seats, 73 women are running for 100 seats. In my mind, that is incredible. So I am so delighted to see so many women running for office in Virginia. And again, that's the House of Delegates. Statewide, we have 2 women running for governor, unprecedented, and we have a Muslim woman running for lieutenant governor that would also make history. So we're making history all over Virginia. This is going to be an historic race. Next slide. All right, now I'm going to invite you to phone bank with us. We do phone bank training every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And right now, we've got phone banks running to Hampton, to Loudon, and to Prince William. Later on, we may open up other localities. We are using a new system this year. It's called Impactive. And our Impactive system is actually an auto dialer, but it's a sweet auto dialer, meaning we leave messages. And since we leave messages, you are going to be connected every 23 seconds. The nice point is it does not dial or dial again until you tell it that you are ready. If you use our older PDI system, it looks very much like PDI once you get into the system. The main difference is Impactive uses your phone and your computer. The script, and you respond. Did they answer the phone? Did they want to early vote? You respond on your computer, but you are actually talking on your phone. And like all of our systems, we protect your phone number. No voter that you call will ever get your phone number. Next slide. Um, our phone banks are different, and our phone banks make a really, really, really big difference. Now, when we build a phone bank, as I mentioned, it will be for an individual county because early voting locations, the registrar's phone number, all of those things are unique to each individual county. So when we create a phone bank, it is county by county, and every phone bank has been customized to that county. And we are prepared to give voters information on early voting, everything they need to know. When is early voting? How many locations are there in their county? Now, in Virginia, we have this great thing where every county has to open one early voting location on September 9th, but they can open other early voting locations kind of whenever they want to. So most of the other early voting locations, the satellites are going to open on October 20th. And all Virginia early voting locations will be open on Saturday, October 25th and November 1st. Some localities, like Prince William, offer Sunday voting. So we give voters that information as well. And as I said, we leave that information in a message, or when we talk to a voter and we ask, are they going to early vote, are they going to vote by mail or vote on election day? We then give them the specific information that they need to be able to go and vote. Now, what we have found is when we leave a voicemail, our voicemails, because we're giving voters information, results in a 5.9 turnout increase, which is absolutely huge. We know. If we actually we're able to engage the voter in conversation. We have found that tends to result in, okay, get ready for this one, 17.3 turnout increase. So we hope you will join us on the phones. As I said, we offer training every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Gabe just got here from running a phone bank, and it's via Zoom. We do a little introduction on what's going on and happening in Virginia. I update the early voting and the early voting for whatever county we're calling. And then for people who are new, Gabe will teach you how to use the phone bank. And then there'll be the link, and you'll just go from there. We have a lot of people who did the training literally last month, but they like coming to the guided phone banks because they want to hear the update. Oh, where are we now with early voting? And it's just kind of a way to get to meet other people that are phone bankers. So we hope you will join our phone bank. Next slide. There will be a canvassing opportunity October 24th, 25th, and 26th in Caroline County. I live in Caroline County. So on Friday and Saturday, we're going to make it a party. On Friday evening, it will be pizza. On Saturday, I have moved my second grill into position. So I will be running both of my grills, and we will have homemade ice cream, probably lavender. And I'm not sure what second flavor will be. There will probably be some homemade cookies just because I know I'm going to have companies, so I'm going to have homemade cookies as well. So if you live in Virginia, and everyone who signed up, you will get these slides. Um, you will be invited to join us Friday evening for pizza. We're not really canvassing on Friday evening. The big canvas launch is going to be Saturday for lunch. And then come over, get lunch, and then we will be knocking on doors for Black voters. Now, we also have a 501c4, and the endorsed woman candidate, one of the new candidates that's running, that's a challenger, happens to be in House District 66, which will be where we will be canvassing. This will be a C3 canvas. So we'll be giving voters information. We will not be trying to get them to vote for a candidate. I had a lot of extra room on the slide, and I thought, oh, what the heck? Let me put a picture in there. All right, next slide. Um, are there any questions before I talk about the debate? Are there any questions?
No, I don't see any questions so far. Did anyone else see any? I don't know if I missed any.
Oh, yeah, a lot of federal workers in Fairfax. Now, in terms of federal workers in Virginia, this was one of the topics that came out in the debate. There are 350,000 federal workers in Virginia. 109,000 of them are in the Nova counties: Fairfax, Prince William, Arlington, Alexandria, Loudoun. I'm even going to let Stafford be Northern Virginia. And then the next largest group are in Hampton Roads, where we've got the Navy, some Air Force, and the Marines. And then we have another large block of federal workers in Central Virginia, where I live, because we have the huge purchasing depot down here. And there are federal workers in Southwest Virginia. So they are all over Virginia. Yeah, yeah. All right. So let's see. Yes, John dropped. Terry said, I'm making you hungry. All right. Yes. Now, the question was, did Abigail address the Jay Jones situation? Again, Abigail basically said, look, political speech where we are threatening violence is abhorrent. It is disgusting. It is not anything that any of us should be doing. And interestingly enough, Sears just kept saying, well, are you going to tell Jay Jones to get out of the race? Other than it is absolutely not her position. She's not his mother to tell him to do anything. So he apologized, but he is remaining in the race. So it's going to be interesting. By the time this information came out, 355,000 Virginians had already voted. So one of the questions was, when did Abigail know about these texts? And her answer was, I found out about them in the newspaper the same as everyone else. Whereas apparently the Republicans had had this information for months, and they had deliberately held it to a point where they thought they could inflict maximum damage on the campaign. The other thing that I saw in the debate is Abigail has worked her way into heaven the hard way, forcing herself to look straight ahead or write notes and not respond to the constant sniping and attacks and Earl's ears talking, yelling over her. um, it was embarrassing the number of times, at least 4 times on every question, that the moderators had to go, Miss Earl Sears, it's not your turn. Miss Sears, please stop. And she never did. So it was an interesting debate. I don't think Winsome Spears did herself any favors. Janice was in a chat with the Norfolk State students who were going, oh my God, this is so embarrassing and unprofessional. So let's see how other people respond to it. The responses and the comments are going to be a very interesting read. There was one question that I have never seen in debate, and it was a marvelous question. They asked each candidate what did they like and admire about the other one. And Abigail went first, and she said she admired um, Earl Sears's faith and her commitment to her faith through her prison ministry. She was pleased and honored by her service and her perseverance. And Earl's ears, for once, walked over, extended her hand, and they shook hands. And then when Earl Spears was asked, what do you like most about your opponent? She said she's a great mom and she obviously loves her parents. Okay, I'll take it. Slide. Now, Virginia and what is going to happen as a result of HR 1. I think everyone on this call understands that the reason we are having a government shutdown is the removal of the subsidies for for the Affordable Care Act. And there was a demand by Democrats that the Republicans put the subsidies back. So in Virginia, there are currently 591,000 uninsured people. um, when we look at the ACA and Medicaid expansion, which are directly impacted by the subsidies, that represents nearly 1 million people. They anticipate that if the subsidies are not added back in, another 300,000 Virginians will potentially be uninsured. That will bring the number up to close to 900,000 uninsured in Virginia. Now, because the subsidies will expire, but they don't expire until December 31st, 2026, health insurance companies do not lose money. They are raising their rates effective January 1st, 2026. And the amount that people with individual plans are going to see as an increase very wildly from roughly 21% increase to literally, depending on your age and how big your subsidies were, they can be huge. One example given was of a 60-year-old couple earning $82,000 a year. Their health insurance premiums for the exact same plan would go from roughly $7,000 a year to roughly $18,000 a year. So those health insurance premium increases are huge. Virginia also is going to lose 9 hospitals. 3 of them have already closed, and there are another 9 because they take a lot of Medicaid patients. Unless Virginia or the federal government does something drastic, they will probably close. So that is the reason behind the shutdown. And there was, of course, a shutdown question with Earl Sears saying, you should tell Senators Kaine and Warner to work with the 8 Democrats or the Democrats and get 8 people to vote against the shutdown. Again, the Democrats voted to shut down the government over the health insurance premium increases and the removal of the subsidies. So, next slide. Now, for those of you who may have missed it, and I know there are people here from other states, we have an entire presentation on HR 1, the big, beautiful bill. And that presentation has been customized for each state, showing your health insurance increases and if there are anticipated hospital closures. Now, we have this for Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. Wisconsin, Florida, New Jersey, Missouri, Tennessee, Idaho, and I'm still working on Pennsylvania. Now, what this big, beautiful bill does overall, and the reason why the healthcare subsidies are going away, Medicaid is being drastically cut, and SNAP is being drastically cut, is so that we can achieve the largest transfer of wealth from the poor to the ultra rich. So the top 1% of Americans, the billionaires, and there are 813 of them in the United States, will share $24.8 billion. That's a tax savings of $30 million per individual. There are 24 million millionaires. That's the top 10%, or that's basically 2 through 11. All right, that gets the rest. They share $12.3 billion. And the rest of us, all 342 million, or the 89%, we share $6 billion. So that is what the bill did. And they sacrificed health care and food for needy people and children to do this. Now, there are some tax cuts for the middle class, but those expire in 2029 unless we pass a whole nother bill. What you see on this page, that does not expire. All right. Well, thank you. That is my presentation of where we are tonight in Virginia. So, as I said, I want to invite you to phone bank with us if you are willing to take a quick little trip to Virginia. And they do have a block of hotel rooms about 5 miles from where I live, and the Workers Circle will be happy to help you with transportation to my house and the canvassing locations. I would love to see you on October 24th or 25th. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing on the 26th, which is a Sunday. I know a lot of people will be going home, but if there will still be a lot of people canvassing, then I'll be firing up those two grills again. So, are there any questions? See anything, John?
Not too much. Just some stuff about slides and recordings. Nothing that I see yet. Gabe, did you say anything?
No, good to me.
Brenda.
Answered.
So sorry, this just popped up. Brenda, in order to get postcards, if you go to the link that Carrie just put in to the chat right before you left a message and type in your zip code, then you'll get your regional organizer, and that's the best way to get started. But all the steps are written out on that web page that Carrie shared, and we'll be sure to share those links in the follow-up as well.
And right now, because early voting has started, these campaigns are get your postcards, write them, and immediately put them in the mail. And we do not currently have any events in Fairfax County. If you go to Mobilize, the coordinated campaign has events, the candidates have events. We don't have anything in Fairfax. And the main reason we're working in Caroline is the person that currently is the incumbent has been in the seat for 34 years. And you can ask most people who their House rep is. And before we started putting up signs, very few people would be able to tell you. So that's one of the reasons why we decided we are going to work on this race. And yes, we have, oh, someone wants to make t-shirts. Um, all right. Oh, there's all kinds of great things that I'm seeing in the chat. If you want to make t-shirts and you are using the new postcards, you will need to contact the new postcard designs by Shepard Ferry and Chuck Sperry. Those are copyrighted images. You will need to reach out to our board member, Katie Hornon, at Sir Speedy Richmond.org. Let me double check that it might be Richmond, Sir Speedy. I'm just so used to just typing in her name. Katie, yeah, SirSpeedyRichmond.com. And you can talk to Katie about getting t-shirts and getting permission to utilize the art. Other questions? I mean, that was a great one. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything, and let's see, yes. And there's the links, yes, postcards. The postcard link, that is where you regional organizer, that's where you order your supplies. And all of our vendors are able to get supplies to you very, 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 very quickly. So yes.
Andrea, we do have one question. Are we doing any texting?
No, there is no texting this year. We do not have the budget and we cannot afford texting. So there will be no texting that we are doing this year. One of the things that we found was texting was our least impactful activity. So we decided postcards, 5.2% increase in voter turnout. Phone banking 5.9 to 17, texting 2.3%. For the amount of money the texting cost, 2.3% increase was not worth it, not worth it at all. And I'm going to drop in the Give Butter link. We are definitely running our donation campaign, and we are very, very concerned because normally the people who come in with our end of year final get out the vote funding, they have not come up with any funding yet. So we are looking at having to do a massive scale back of our program. All right. And I dropped my email in the chat. If you live in any of the states where we have done an HR1, the big beautiful bill, and your state, email me and let me know what state you want. And then what we will send you will be a link to the presentation, because these presentations are evergreen as new impacts are being discovered. We are adding those directly into the presentation. And my bedroom computer apparently cannot load Give Butter. So I have no idea what the link is.
I put it in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. If we have no other questions, I am going to let you all get back to your lives. So thank you all very, very much. And I look forward to seeing you in one of our phone banks. Take care and good night. Oh, oh, gee, thank you. So many friends. Yes, yes.